what happens when you give a championship side £500 million in Football Manager 2024? Well, today you will find out, as Wrexham AFC are about to become one of the richest clubs in the world. Let's go. The first season is complete, so let's take a look together through the season, the transfers that Wrexham AFC made. Let the madness begin. Let's go and have a look. So, the first season has been completed and Wrexham AFC sit in 4th. They did not get promoted on the updated database from the Championship at the first time of asking. They were so close. 3 points off first position, but only finishing 4th on 87 points. It was very tight at the top. And as you can see, they just missed out with Birmingham getting in the playoffs, Ipswich going up through promotion, and Leicester winning it. Looking at their schedule, they had a really strong start to the season. They went far. They barely lost a game in the first half of the season. They got knocked out by Wigan in the Carabao Cup and still stayed pretty consistent, but 2 losses towards the end of the season against QPR and Leicester really cost them, and then they were knocked out of the playoffs by Southampton. In terms of transfers, they signed Jax Hintlewood for 67 million. I mean, that seems an insane amount. Kostas Tsimikas for 17 million is a bargain, to be fair, and would do a very good job. Tosin Adebayo for 7 million. Ethan Nwaneri, one of the best young prospects, for 53 million. Dominic Calvert-Lewin on a free. Mikel Merino on loan. I mean, these are some crazy transfers. Mary Demiral, Kurt Zuma, Rafinha. Truly some incredible signings, and it's a real surprise they weren't able to make it up at the first time of asking. Paul Mullin went out on loan. They also signed Bissek, Jack Reeves, I saw. They've got a mandatory future fee on Marino, so he will be playing permanently in the Championship next season. Alexis Disasi. I mean, they've signed a lot of big players, and it's really a surprise they couldn't go up. Paul Mullin, playing for the Wigan team that knocked them out of the Carabao Cup, is a really interesting story. Kurt Zuma, of course, the cat kicker. So with all the money they spent, it's a real surprise they didn't go up. But looking at all these players, they should have done, but I reckon they'll sign a lot more players to give a real good go of it next season. So now I'm going to sim into the next season. Alright guys, I'm into the next season, and as you can see, at the second time of asking, they have absolutely demolished the Championship. 100 points, only 6 losses, 43 goal difference. The 2 highest average ratings in the league were Wrexham players by some margin. I mean, they have ripped apart the league. Only the 10th most clean sheets in the league, so defensively maybe not incredible, but Marino was signed permanently. Jeremy Frimpong, wow, what a signing that is. 34.5 million is a bit of a steal. He only played 4 games after coming in January, which is kind of crazy. Samuel Chukwueze is an incredible signing for 9 million. A pacey winger, scored 9 goals, a very good signing. Thiago Almaldo, we saw 12 goals, 12 assists. I mean, that is incredible. Meshak Alaya. Jeremy Frimpong, though, wow. Who else? Oh, Enzo Branch, I can't say his name. Diogo Dalot. I mean, these are some high quality signings. Esposito. Wow. Kusanov from Man City. Did they sell anyone? They sold Yakanabash. George Tonto. I mean, they've got some good money there. In terms of the tactics, they're playing a 4-2-4. Lewis O'Brien is the captain. Unai Emery is the manager. Now, I had to put their reputation up because I needed it wouldn't let me and the editor up their budget and their bank balance without having a high reputation. So they've got a very high reputation, hence they're able to attract these players. But the way the project is going, they've got a lot of young talent. Next season, they are Premier League bound. And I'm really intrigued to see who they sign and how they do in the Premier League in the third season of this quite interesting experiment. But 100 points, absolutely incredible. Man City have won the league in both seasons. Can Wrexham change that in the later seasons? We will find out. I'm going to sim their next season of the Premier League. And let's see how they do. Alright guys, I do apologise for the change in skin. That was just me trying out a new skin. But anyway, we're looking at the Championship here. Everton went straight back up, so did Ipswich. Where did Wrexham come? They finished 9th. That is a really respectable finish on 54 points, 14 wins, 12 draws, and 12 defeats. A very respectable first season. 1 point off a European place. I mean, that is an excellent first season in the Premier League. Let's have a look. So they beat Aston Villa 3. I mean, they won some good games. They got some good draws as well. They lost to Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal. But you cannot take any away from them, because that is a great finish. That is a great first season. Shall we go and have a look at what we're all interested in? The transfers. 327 million estimated value. 260 million bank balance. Their schedule wise, they got knocked out of the FA Cup by Manchester City after extra time. A poor run at the end of the season cost them that European place. Mind you, it was a very difficult run. In the Carabao Cup, they got knocked out by Oxford United. It's not what you want to see, really. The transfer history. 67 million spent. That's not a crazy amount. Again, quite a few loans. Di Benedetto came in from Stuttgart and is already asking to leave. He looks very good as like a deep line playmaker. He looks fantastic. Why is he asking to leave? That's what I want to know. Concerns over being replaced. Oh. Enzo Barancia came in for 14 million after his loan. Bitchabu came in. He's a centre half, if I remember correctly. Is that who he's concerned about being replaced by? Bitchabu came in from Leipzig for 13 million. He looks very good physicals, good technicals, good mentals. A very well-rounded centre half, ball playing centre half. A big value on him as well, so they're going to get their money back. Anthony Elanga. 6.25 million seems a bit of a steal. Another pacey winger, which you need in the Premier League. You need to have that pace out wide. So a good sign there. Jed Spence is another one who was signed for only 5 million. And I reckon in the next FM he will have a huge boost. But he looks alright, but he's not what he should be. He's had a very good season this season. They signed Gabriel Solon Rodriguez, who is a 20-year-old. From Wellington Phoenix has signed Jack Wint, Boya Mayoral on a free transfer. How has he done this season? 11 goals in the Premier League. Respa, who doesn't look great. Only 21 though. Inacio on loan. Have they got a permanent fee for him? Yes, they do. 15.75 million is an absolute steal for Goncalo Inacio. I mean, they are some fantastic signings. João Paulino as well. I didn't even notice him. I'm so excited for next season because I just think this team's going to get better. And again, a future fee. Fantastic stuff. And Velis as well. 16 goals. So I'm back for the next season, and I've been offered the Bolton job despite not having managed a team in the say, which is quite interesting. But we're going into Premier League. Let's see how Wrexham have done. They came 10th, but they've got Europa League football, which means they won a trophy, with that trophy being the FA Cup. I'm pretty sure. It's not the Carabao Cup. I'm pretty sure it's the FA Cup. The exact same record as last season. 14 wins, 12 draws, 12 losses. A very, very, very respectable finish. Again, and getting that European football is humongous. Absolutely humongous. Who did they bring in? Who did they beat in the FA Cup final? Let's have a look. The bank balance is gone flying up. Okay, so they beat Liverpool on penalties in the FA Cup final to win their first ever FA Cup trophy. I mean, that is incredible. Just incredible. Thiago Almeida scored, Darwin Núñez equalised, and then of course Darwin Núñez missed the penalty. Oh, bless him. And Alexander Bueno, is that? Missed his penalty as well. Thiago Almeida again looking like he played a big part in this season. In terms of signings, Ryan Flamingo joined for 37.5 million. He looks like a fantastic defender. Physicals are out of this world. Mentals are excellent and technicals are great. I haven't heard of this guy before, so really intriguing signing. He's at PSV. He starts at PSV and he's Dutch. So very good sign. They signed Palhina permanently, of course. We looked at him last time. Alejo Valles and Inacio on permanent deals, which I don't think you can go too wrong. Jonas Urbig on a permanent. A regen called Darwish. I mean, he doesn't look bad, does he? He looks pretty decent. He's only 18. So not a bad player. Abdelrahman Darwish. Kalano, who doesn't look great if I'm honest. 20 years old, so could improve. And then Daris from Inter Milan, who again is a decent little inverted fullback. They let May Demiral go for 17.75 million. Look, I'm very excited about this final season. So very excited. Who were their best performers this season? Samuel Chukwueze was fantastic. 9 goals, 4 assists. Doritz played a very big part. Tsimikas played a very big part. And he looks like he's just been a machine for them throughout the save. Played so many games. Got bags and bags of assists. 20 assists. Or 23 assists. So, really good. Almeida's been the star of the show in this save. So far with 7 goals, 4 assists this season, 5 and 4 last season, and 12 and 12 the season before. What a season. Can they push in the European football places for a win? Here we are, 5 years into the future, straight into the transfers, and now this is the last season. But first, let's look how they did. They came 10th. So they had a worse season, less points, 54 points. Didn't get European football, which means they didn't win the Europa League. 15 wins, 5 draws, and 18 losses. In terms of signings, they bought Tomiyasu for 32 million. Dwight McNeil for 73 million. I mean, that seems a tad overkill. He's 30 as well. Eli Kamara, who looks very good to be fair, 27. He's still quite expensive, but he does look like a really good player. Reinders for 42 million. 16 passing, 16 first touch. A very good deep line playmaker. Murillo has developed very well and has joined them for 35.5 million. Tomiyasu for 32 million. These guys are quite old. He looks great. Doritz on a permanent deal. Mark Guehi signed for 21 million. Lloyd Lampton, I mean, he looks a great regen. Kala Terry looks very good. He came from an Iran team. Interesting. Alan Kennedy signed on free. I don't He's just a young player. Eric Conser, Michael Marmel, Inacio, Axel Disasi was sold. They made their money on both of them. Simicast was sold after a long service. He's not listed as an icon in his biography of Wrexham, which I'm surprised by. I wonder if there's anyone who is actually listed as an icon. I reckon Almada could be. But look, they haven't made as much progress as maybe you'd hope. But if this video does well, I will be releasing, I've already simmed forward, I will be releasing the 5 years later again. So we'll be 10 years into the future. I won't go individual season, I'll go 10 years, see how they are doing, see if they remained in the Premier League or if they won the Premier League or won a European trophy. That is something I want to do. As I look at the schedule here, they got knocked out of the Europa League semi-final by Roma. They had a really rough February, didn't win a game, only drew one, and then had a really good run in March. It was very much an up and down season. They had some great runs. They got to the Carabao Cup final, which they lost. They lost to Crewe in the FA Cup. I mean, that is FA Cup. They were knocked out by Crewe. They won the Community Shield, so they did win a trophy. So that is 2 trophies that they won. So, I mean, that is fantastic, really. 2 trophies in the last 2 seasons. They're certainly on the up, despite having a worse Premier League season, which is to be expected due to European football. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video and looking. I can see Unai Emery, Thiago Almada and Samuel Chukwueze are icons, and you guys are my icons. This Wrexham team is going to keep going, so please hit the like button if you want to see the Wrexham 10 years into the future, and hit the subscribe button, please. I will see you in the next one, which will be sometime in the next week, and it will be Portsmouth Let's Play, just a normal Let's Play, no crazy difficulties, just a normal Let's Play with Portsmouth, rebuilding them, updated database. I am very excited, so stay tuned for episode 1 of that, and stay tuned for the 10 years into the future. Thank you so much for watching. We build dynasties, and I'm out.